Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to my channel here at Live Life in Tarot. I hope you are all doing well. Thank you so much for being here. So glad you could make it. I appreciate you. Now, Capricorn, we're going to be taking a look at the second half of May 2020 and see what messages need to come through for you. I'll be using the horseshoe spread. These messages will be for all Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter sign placements. Now, Capricorn, when I was tapping into your energy, I feel like some of you, you're dealing with illusion. Others of you, there's a focus on trying to maintain or keep the harmony, okay, in the dynamic or situation you find yourself in. So, Capricorn, I also feel you're very focused on something and there's a need for you to use discretion. It's like whatever you're focused on doing, you may not have enlightenment or light enlightenment is coming in, but it's not coming in as fast as you are looking to take action or do something. So use discretion on whatever you are doing and focused on, because something or what you're focused on, there may be some sort of illusion around it where um, you being discreet or using discretion, that enlightenment can come in from your intuition or from some place else or someone else that will shed light on the situation in a way that you may be looking at it from a negative perspective, or you're coming from a shadowy place within yourself towards it. That this illumination coming in, or this enlightenment that you need, will allow for harmony, or there's a focus to keep the harmony, okay? To keep the harmony, meaning cooperation and support where needed. It may be being asked of you, or you may be seeking this, and wherever you stand in this, there's a need to use discretion here while you come to a space of enlightenment on what is best on how to proceed or how to act. So let's take a look at what is your focus. Spirit, what is the focus for Capricorn? What are Capricorns focused on May 16 to May 31st, 2020? What are all Capricorns focused on May 16, to May 31st, 2020? You might want to put something in its place or put someone in their place. Or you may feel like somebody coming at you this way. I also feel, Capricorn, you may be experiencing a lot of chatter in your mind. There may be a need for you to quiet your mind, or there may be a lot fucking going on and happening around you that you need to get that shit, calmed down and brought to a space of some fucking quiet, because this might be, getting under your skin too, Capricorn, and making it a little difficult for you to be grounded emotionally and come from a practical space, whatever you're focused on. So let's take a look at what is Capricorn focused on May 16 to May 31st, 2020. Spirit, what are Capricorns focused on May 16 to May 31st, 2020? Thank you. Wow, okay. That jumped right out. Change and travel. It's a 70, which breaks down to a 7. I feel like, first of all, that's coming on line here is some of you are dealing with issues with your vehicle. Your battery may have gone dead, or there may be some sort of big ticket item purchase that needs to be made. And so there's a need for a clear focus around this. But this is about you needing to see clearly. You're dealing with some changes, or you're trying to make some changes. There is some sort of emphasis on travel. I feel like this travel there may be a need to make change, whatever your plan was for travel, or like I said, what's coming through is also about an issue with your means of transportation, that has to be addressed and fixed. For some of you, it's going to cost you um, a pretty penny, a penny that you probably didn't want to spend. Um, but also, I'm also picking up that there is a need for clear focus. Um, there, you are focused on forward movement. You're very determined in this regard. You are looking to assert yourself. You perhaps may be dealing with more responsibility, or taking more control, or finding yourself in a greater managerial role than usual. You may be feeling pushed around by others, okay? Um, but also with this chariot, there's a need for you to have emotional self control. Some of you, you may be trying to control your destiny, or there's a lack of discipline, or there is a need for more discipline to arrive at the destination you are trying to reach in your goals. Now, there may be also there's an issue with either you or someone you're dealing with where there's no clear focus. There's illusion here. There's fogginess, being scattered. Your environment may feel scattered energetically for you. But this is about what you do in terms of from your mindset as you deal with the influences, and be mindful of the way you think about them. This is also talking about, are you viewing things from a realistic standpoint and not from fantasy? And it's important the way you are evaluating, or that you take the time to evaluate, and be careful not to make assumptions with what you think the solution needs to be, or whatever needs to be resolved. But you're focused on some sort of advancement, or your ability to do something, or your need for confidence, or having confidence is important. Okay, you may be focused on trying to have victory and overcome obstacles, and it just can be just as simple as that. Underneath that, Capricorn, you do have completion, which is a 17 that also breaks down to an 8. Now, with it being a 17, this is the energy of the star. And so, this is you focusing on having insight, maintaining your hope, perhaps being a guide, or allowing yourself to be guided. This is having hope and healing, being empathetic with the star energy here. This is also talking about you have wishes that you are looking for fulfillment in, with the star energy. But with it also breaking down to an 8, there's a need for you to be strong, to have resilience. There's a focus on trying to make sure things remain positive despite, what may be chaos for you at this time. Um, there's also a need for you to have self restraint, self discipline, self control. Or this is just the time where you just need all the strength that you can get and have with things where there is fear and doubt, um, where willpower and determination is needed, and there is a sense of a loss of control. With completion here, you want to get things done. You want to get things done. You want things to come to an end. You want to attain what you need to attain. But you also want to master things. You're looking to master things here. But you're very determined. Just be mindful that you are pacing yourself with the process you are undertaking for whatever it is that change is happening, or change you are causing change with. You may be focused on, resolving problems. You are evaluating and reevaluating. There is an awareness here, or there's a need for awareness. There may be a focus on needing to learn more with what it is that you want to achieve. There's a focus on achievement. There may be something that you are in denial about, or you're being denied about, but also there's a focus on wanting to see where the modifications need to happen. And so there's a lot of activity going on for you, Capricorn, where you may find that there will be a need for you to alter what you think or do, and it's going to take needing to change your perspective, or see what the alternatives can be and implement them. So let's take a look at what are some messages that need to come through for you, Capricorn. I do feel you are dealing with a measure of intensity, or there are bouts of intense situation or circumstance, or just intensity in, what you are performing or doing, or finding yourself dealing with. Some of you could feel a little trapped and you want to travel and just get away from it all. Some of you want to just travel and get something done, get something completed. And you may be trying to wrap your head around that shit. To do or not to do? That is the question. Spirit, what needs to come through for the Capricorns? May 16 to May 31st, 2020. What needs to come through for Capricorn? May 16 to May 31st, 2020. I'm also getting, Capricorn, there's something that was going smoothly or working well, or you saw some completion with, or it just was, there was movement with it, momentum, good movement and momentum. Something changes or happens suddenly where it jolts you emotionally, but you're determined nonetheless to see how you can steer it, or there's a need to see how you can steer it or get it back under control or rein it in, or perhaps see how you can get a way for it to flow, whether you needing to go with the flow or someone or something else needs to. But there's a focus on having control and responsibility in the situation, where you are finding that you may need to find a way to be firm with what it is that you want to complete. And so there may be a need for you to have some self-restraint, but also speak clearly and say what you mean and mean what you say, and be careful about coming across forcefully or abrasive, because that may not serve or help you. But there's a quiet strength that needs to happen here. Being gentle, but also not operating from a space where you are riled up or nervous or upset, or just in a negative emotional or mind space. There's a need for you to get grounded so that you can be practical and mindful about what it is that you need to do to solve the problem. Universe, Spirit, what needs to come through for Capricorn? May 16 to May 31st, 2020. What's in the recent past for all Capricorns? Where are the Capricorns in the present? What's in the future for Capricorn? What is Capricorn's energy and attitude? What is Capricorn's concern? What is Capricorn's challenge? What is Capricorn's likely outcome? And from the bottom of the deck, what is the overall energy surrounding Capricorns, May 16th to May 13th. Ugh, May 16th to May 31st, 2020. Be careful of confusion or speaking out of turn, or um, make sure whatever you're speaking on, you're correct and it's spoken correctly, because there may be a lot of weight with your words, Capricorn, that you may not get a chance to revise or have a do-over. It got to be right the first fucking time. Okay? Capricorns, what needs to come through for the Capricorns? May 16 to May 31st, 2020. Clear intent, clear communication. For the change to happen. All right, let's get into it. My dear, sweet Capricorn. Okay. Mm. Mm. You know, you're like, what the hell that? What's she doing? What is she doing? What's all that hemming and hawing? Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. There may be something you need to talk about. Talk about who the do 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 do. That's what I'm hearing. There may be a need for you to be calculated here and calculate well. All right, Capricorn, let's get into this. So, your overall energy and attitude, well, I'm about to say attitude, this may be part of your attitude, is Capricorns, you have the Six of Pentacles in the upright with Judgment in reverse. Yeah. So there's a focus on balancing money, balancing what you're dealing with and working with, but there's a focus on give and take, some sort of exchange. You may be focused on balancing that out where you want, in terms of the receiving end or with regard to what you give, but you're focusing on balancing things, okay? And with this focus of balance as the overall energy in give and take, or with what you want to receive, or what who wants to receive from you, whether this is money or work, this is something that is of value to you, and that there's a need to be practical here and mindful and grounded, because we do have judgment in this in reverse. So with judgment in reverse, for some of you there is a problem with you getting a decision in your favor. For some of you, you could be dealing with something karmic happening. With judgment here in reverse, you may have issues with rising to the call, or you're not interested in rising to the call. But there's something where there may be an issue with getting realization in this situation, or issues with being able to reconcile something within some sort of exchange. Um, Judgment also talks about there's a lack of a new awareness, perhaps. For some of you, you're being very hard on yourself, or someone's being hard on you, as it has to do with some sort of exchange that's occurring here. But with judgment, there may be either a lack of a decision, or not wanting to make a decision, or making the wrong decision. For some of you, there's issues with getting a second chance. For some of you, there's an issue with what's being reflected upon. For some of you, you're focused on having balance with your resources, or an exchange of give and take, because you're having issues with rejuvenating, replenishing. Some of you, there's problems getting the results you want in a situation, or the results, you're not happy with the results of something that you're dealing with in exchange, or someone is like this towards you. Your energy and attitude, Capricorn, is you do have, I feel someone has a lack of self reflection as well about this in this exchange, or as it has to do with balancing something out. And so there may be a lack of growth in a situation, or there's a need to reassess the situation. You may not like your assessment with something, or someone may not like your assessment with something. And so with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse and this Three of Cups in the upright, Knights bring about events. But the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving knight, a very resourceful, committed to the task, a taskmaster, is very slow, methodical, takes its time, very strategic, can also be very helpful and responsible, but they take a long time to do what they want to get done or get something done, but they're thorough. This is in reverse. And so I feel like, Capricorn, you want to put a stop to a three-party situation or a coming together that is going on or trying to happen here. You want to put a stop to it. You may feel that this is irresponsible and a bad decision to come together to connect or reconnect. You may not want to cooperate or collaborate on working out, coming together here. But there's something that you don't want to help out with, or you don't want to do, or you don't think it's responsible. But also, you may just be fucking done. And you're looking at how to balance and change that. But you want to get harmony, I feel. Or someone wants to get harmony and cooperation with you. With some sort of, you want to have some sort of small success with a situation that's involving other people around something that you don't want to do or you want to put a stop to, or that you're not doing, but you need to convince another or others to see the error of this as well in this exchange, because you want balance to either be maintained or brought into the situation on the give and take on this. Now, in the recent past, you do have the Ace of Wands in reverse with the Chariot in reverse. Somebody might have failed to take the lead on something because something was out of control, or there was just a lack of forward movement, or you weren't able to move forward, or this was just too many obstacles, okay, to be able to steer this. For some of you in the recent past, something's not being initiated because all who needs to be involved, perhaps mainly you're not going with the flow on this, right? You don't want to move forward on this. For some of you, there's a delay with the potential to act upon something because there's an issue with your travel, with the Chariot in reverse. You're not able to travel, and that needs to be dealt with. That needs to change, or you need to complete that first. But with this Ace of Wands in reverse, there may be a lack of inspiration to move forward with something, or there's something that in the recent past either you or somebody around you did not want to initiate, because with this Chariot, for some of you, there was a focus on a Cancer, or a Cancer individual was involved here. And so I feel like someone was looking at the psychology around this, about what was being presented, or there was issues with knowing how to go about implementing or initiating this, or with being able to take the lead on this to get that new start, to be able to act upon it. There's some sort of delay around it, or just slapping it down. Perhaps you didn't want to invest, or someone didn't want to invest, or whatever this ambition was, It was something that you may have felt was going to be out of control, was going to affect and cause whatever may be healed to end up not being healed, or up, you know, fucking something up, like fucking up health or fucking up the healing around something that exists, because this is in the reverse. You see that healing symbol here? And so you just didn't want to move on it. You didn't want to, for some of you, you didn't want to change something up because it requires travel. It requires a lot of moves that at this time, it's like, it's like danger in that to you. There's issues with the completion around that. The details, it's not enough details, or there's too many details in this shit. So at present, you have the Seven of Cups in reverse with the Eight of Wands upright. So there was a decision made. Okay. Um, there either was no choice, or a decision was made, or you were able to come out of confusion around this situation at present and see progress and movement here with something you were passionate about, or have that exchange in messages where whatever was confusing was being cleared up. I also want to say that I do feel that this is concerning some sort of um, relationship, perhaps friendship, or head over heart decision. Especially with this Chariot in reverse, there was a lot of feelings around this, a lot of will and determination, perhaps with everyone or who all that's involved here, where you didn't want to go for what somebody else is doing, and somebody didn't want to go for what you were doing. But you're at a space now where the confusion around this is cleared away, or the options that were available, there's like either no options for this, or an option was realized, but nonetheless there's some sort of progress or movement, and it's quick. It comes in quick. Now, in the future, you do have the Queen of Wands in reverse with the Two of Pentacles in the upright. Now, for some of you, this is you dealing with someone embodying this Queen of Wands energy that's in reverse. The Queen of Wands, if she's upright, is someone who has a lot of positive energy. This is a person with a lot of charisma, a lot of will and drive, a lot of has great character qualities, is a lover of people and shit. It's very passionate and charming, and very intuitive, and is on the pursuit of what they want to achieve, and very good at making that happen because they're able to follow their instincts. Um, and they're good at collaborating with others, right? But this Queen of Wands, whether male or female, is in reverse. So for some of you, Capricorn, either you're angry or someone you're dealing with is angry. Either you lack confidence or someone you're dealing with is lacking confidence here to be able to balance something or to change it in the future that is being juggled, or that someone may be changing their mind about, or in two minds about something. Now, this could be to do with money or to do with work. I'm seeing all this red. There is a focus on the root chakra, stability, security, survival here. Um, there's a focus on a need to be grounded. It is in the upright. So someone may not have the confidence to change or balance this, or someone's intuition may be off, or someone may be so upset, or there's a lack of inspiration towards changing something, or with the way something is being balanced in the future. So be mindful if you're dealing with the Queen of Wands who's angry and upset, or if this is you, there's a need to try to rein that in and focus on how to be patient and understanding, how to persevere, how to have and show respect and be gracious in a situation, as you need to massage it, if you will, or how you may be being massaged about the situation. Be mindful that your intuition isn't off. Someone may be looking to try to re-immerse themselves into a situation that they couldn't move forward with before, and they want to try to do that now with you. But also, if the Queen of Wands is pissed off and upset, this is someone who's angry, who is self destructive, not just to themselves, but to everyone else. Will fuck shit up, will ruin stuff for whatever they think or believe needs to happen. But I do feel someone is just not excited, or there's issues with trusting the impulse, or there's a yearning or lack of yearning. No, there's like a yearning for an impact here, or seeking stimulation around the situation, or someone has issues with generosity, whether it's to be generous or to receive generosity here. But also, they could be concerned with trust, belonging, security, the attitude of gratitude. Spirit, tell me more about this Queen of Wands reverse and the Two of Pentacles, please. What is the Queen of Wands reverse and this Two of Pentacles, please, for Capricorn? Tell me about. Yeah, there's something going on with the issues of movement. Tell me about this Queen of Wands reverse and the Two of Pentacles, please. Thank you. We have the Four of Swords. Underneath that is the Seven of Wands. So this feels like somebody is on guard. Okay, someone's standing their ground or having issues standing their ground with something that they've been meditating on or contemplating or thought was put to rest. Okay, or someone wants to take a step back from something in order for it to be balanced or stay balanced. So it's possible in the future someone wants to change something and you don't, or you want to change something and someone else doesn't. I feel like either whatever side you're standing on, you have decided that you're not going to budge, that you're not going to cooperate and collaborate about this because you don't think this exchange should happen. You don't think it's a good idea. You don't think that it will bring success. And it's not going to achieve whatever is being thought here. Your concern is this Page of Cups in reverse and this King of Cups. The first thing that's coming through here, you're concerned about someone embodying a lot of water energy, whether male or female, that is being very immature, impulsive, emotionally manipulative. Because, this is the Page of Cups in reverse. So someone may be behaving immaturely or not coming from a heart-centered space. You may be concerned about some news that comes in that you don't like, that causes a lot of emotion for you, or a lot of emotion is caused for someone you're dealing with about some news that they may not like, and you may be concerned about the impact that could have. You may be concerned of, whether or not you can heal something that you want to see some accountability or responsibility or compassion with here to come from someone else, or someone is looking for that to come from you. But I feel like this is your concern. I also feel like you want to be able to you're concerned whether or not you can reach this person's heart space, to be able to come from the way that you are understanding. But I feel like you're going to be very vigilant and honest, where you may look for someone to bear witness to what it is that you want to complete here, or with what you want to move forward with, or what you don't want to move forward with here. And so perhaps you may be concerned about whether or not you can cause someone to see your vision, or really assess and see the variables that are involved the way you do. And so your challenge here is the Six of Wands in reverse, and you have the Five of Pentacles upright. I gotta also say, you may be concerned about someone you're dealing with being very fucking selfish and childish. Well, your challenge is the Six of Wands in reverse and the Five of Pentacles upright. So there's the challenge of getting victory, acknowledgement, or recognition about something that you see as causing lack, or not getting victory, and feeling put out or put upon or left ass out about, or causes you to feel at a loss about something that is of value to you, or as it has to do with money. For some of you, there may be the challenge of getting someone to, there may be a lack of acceptance and feeling put out, or there may be a lack of victory with trying to change something that you may feel or perceive as causing lack or causing depletion, or has the potential to cause loss, may even have the potential to cause sickness or to affect health. And so your likely outcome is you do have Justice in reverse with the Sun in reverse. For some of you, there is a focus on involvement of a Libra, and a focus or involvement of a Leo. With this Justice in reverse, for some of you, there could be a legal matter um, that you're dealing with, where something isn't going in your favor, or there may be a problem with um, getting the right thing to happen, or you see something where the right thing isn't happening here. There may be a lack of clarity, and there may be some unhappiness here. Um, with Justice here in the reverse, someone may be being irrational, or something severe is occurring, or there may be some inequality or prejudice here towards the situation. With Justice here, there may be a rejection or a lack of acceptance, or a problem with the truth, where there may be some lie being told, or there's a lack of truth here. With Justice and the Sun here, there may be a problem being able to get the adjustments to happen here, or there's an issue with the way things are being weighed up. But there's definitely imbalance here, and the right thing isn't happening. You may not be getting justice in the situation, or you may not be able to balance something here because there's a lack of clarity or lack of illumination. This could have something to do with the child or children. You may not be able to break free with the Sun here, or someone isn't putting the proper energy into this. But Houston, we have a problem. Okay, let's take a closer look at that. Spirit, tell me more about Justice in reverse and the Sun in reverse. I also feel, Capricorn, for some of you, this is straight out just a lack of energy and it's causing you to become imbalanced. For some of you, it's just as simple as that. There's also possibly a problem with something not coming to light, or a problem with being able to bring clarity to a situation, and so you can't get the right thing to happen, or you're not getting justice in a situation, or there's a lack of logic. Somebody may drop the ball. I just dropped 2 cards, just saying, but we're going to take them. It's right back to the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so there is seemingly an imbalance in the exchange, which is the focus, and we're right back to it. And that is you dealing with something you want to receive, or something somebody wants you to give, or being able to balance something out, or there's issues around money here where there's some imbalance, and there's some news or message coming in quick, or you're not getting the give and take or the exchange to settle or balance this out to something that you are very passionate about, or with what you're trying to create, or you're trying to act swiftly with here. At the bottom, you have the Hangman. So this may be some delays. For some of you, you're just not able to get something balanced, or what you see needs to be set right, because no energy can be put into it at this time with something you want to balance out and want to see quick action and movement with, and see progress with. Or there's an issue around travel where the ability to receive what you need, or give what you need, or have this balance here, something comes in quick that causes a delay, or something to be suspended, or cause you to be held up, or that you find you need to sacrifice something, or you're experiencing some sort of frustration with, or there's a need to look at things from a different perspective and come up with the alternative here is, so that you can get back to a space of security. If you take a look, there's a bunch of eyeballs here. So there may be something that you can see now after seeing this video, Capricorn, that by you seeing it now, you can address and come up with a different perspective, or the alternative, or not find yourself hung up by it, because there's webbing here. So something may be it's the way something is being weaved here or strung together. So be careful of any entrapment. And with the Hangman here, there may be a need for you to consider putting something on pause, because it may cause some imbalance here, for the sake of you trying to have this balance, or this exchange for something you're passionate about, or that you are moving quickly on, or someone wants you to move quickly on. So let's take a look at what some additional guidance is for you. So be careful here. There's something about an exchange where there may be a bad idea, or there's an inability to reconcile, or if it's a legal matter, there's perhaps an issue with getting something in your favor. Be careful of your judgment in this. Somebody's judgment may be poor, that can cause imbalance to whatever is of value here. Okay? What is the guidance for Capricorn? What is guidance for Capricorn, please? Guidance for Capricorn. Thank you. Practice visualization. Visualize what you need to heal or create in your life. The image needs to fill all 7 chakras, so consciously place that picture into each of them. With your breath, animate those images, bring them to life, and fill your being. Your goal is to practice and believe in the power of visualization. So if you believe it, you can conceive it, and what you believe, you will conceive. So there's a need for you to focus on the goal of balancing this out, and seeing the way to do that, and believing it can be done. And there may be a focus on health that needs to be recognized here, but also to be mindful that whatever you're trying to balance or move quickly about, is this something that has the potential to cause some imbalance or injustice where there's a lack of being able to break free, there's a lack of being able to get something positive to happen here, or it can affect a child, or there's a lack of clarity or illumination, or no energy can be put into it, or energy is lost. And you have assess your relationship at the bottom. Identify one dynamic or component of a close relationship that's vital to your emotion and physical health, and see what may need to change that could be causing you stress. Your quality of life is important. Thank you for watching. I hope these messages help. Bye, Capricorn.